Hello everyone, Dr. Mandell here with you. Hopefully you're having a beautiful day or night, regardless of where you are worldwide. I want to say hello to everyone. Today, I'd like to talk about a very important topic which has come up quite often, literally by the hundreds, pertaining to people who are or have hypothyroidism or a thyroid that is underactive. Now, what's amazing about this condition is that there are millions of people who have underactive thyroids that show normal thyroid lab work that shows within it the normal range, but they are still exhibiting many of these symptoms. A lot to talk about here, so let's move on. I just briefly want to state a couple of things about people who have hypothyroidism. Generally, you're going to have a sluggish metabolism. This basically states that the thyroid is not producing enough hormone. And as a result of that, your metabolism slows down, your energy is different, the way it metabolizes, and you're going to have a sluggish lack of energy, as well as a slow metabolism, which would make you to retain weight and gain weight a lot easier. I'm going to talk about some interesting things and topics. Obviously, the key thing here is when you have a normal thyroid, you have a normal metabolism, and therefore it's easier to keep the weight off rather than the weight on. And obviously you're not going to have a lot of these symptoms that we're going to talk about. The other thing is, as a result of having the extra weight, this can lead to other secondary problems like cardiovascular, diabetes, and conditions that we don't want. So just because one thing is there, it doesn't mean it cannot affect other things as well. When we look at the person who is hypothyroid, generally they feel cold a lot. They know that their temperature is on the lower side. In other words, the furnace is not working. In other words, the cooking is not working. It's not burning. So therefore, it affects many other things as well. The important topic here is about coconut oil. I know that we've heard a lot of negative things about coconut oil recently from the American Heart Association. You could see my video on that on my channel. And then once we put that video out, my channel kind of went crazy because we're getting many of these people worldwide who live on coconuts and coconut oil who are healthy with normal lab work, normal blood pressure, normal health, living to be 100 years old worldwide, and we kind of get this scare all of a sudden. And the reason is because I have heard that the companies here in the US have gotten paid off or paying these organizations, they're paying them off because here we got the oils that they're trying to sell that people are not buying. And we won't even go into the negative oils because a lot of those omega-6s are inflammatory as well. So this becomes a whole type of thing when it says, okay, saturated fat, all this saturated fat is bad for your heart. Well, that's not true. We're going to talk about that. So anyways, I would recommend people, when it comes to coconut oils, we need to start using them more in our diet. I mean, cooking with coconut oil is a great thing to use for vegetables. Putting turmerics and stuff inside of there is so healthy for us. But coconut oil has been found to be very helpful. There are numerous studies of hypothyroidism, Hashimoto's, and the scientific data has proved that it increases metabolism. So I always recommend extra virgin, organic in the most purest form, and I recommend people to start out maybe a tablespoon to a tablespoon a few times a day. But you can start out on the lesser amount and see how your body tolerates it. But like anything else you put in your body, you want to gradually build up and see how your body reacts and how it tolerates. So let's go into the jut of our topic here. There is a lot to talk about. I want to kind of move quick. Thyroid hormones are necessary for so many different cellular activities, so many different conditions in our body. People think it's just, regulating our metabolism and holding on to our weight and keeping us from blowing up and stuff like that. But there are many different important things that are thyroid is necessary. Realize that the thyroid, originally the hormones from the brain control the thyroid in the throat. When the throat controls different chemical effects in the body, it's a quite complex thing, and I'm not going to go into the physiology because there's no need to. The bottom line is, I want you to realize that this particular condition causes extreme fatigue. And as I say, because your levels may be normal, you still can be a candidate of having this condition. So by the symptoms, and you'll see after a few minutes, a lot of these symptoms you may be experiencing and not realizing, hey, this can be my thyroid, even though I have normal levels. Fatigue is one of the most common ones. So you just feel like you just can't get moving. You feel like, you sleep and you get up and you're tired again. Very common with thyroid conditions. Brain fog is a very big one. You kind of feel like, I can think, I know where I'm at, but I can't focus. I have difficulty remembering things. I forget things easier. I feel like I'm in a fog. I have a hard time concentrating, a hard time with my memory. I mean, sometimes I think of myself, I forget things, but having a hard time remembering things can be one of the symptoms. Digestive issues is another big one. Many people complain of chronic constipation, and an underactive, thyroid can affect the way that your intestines are working, or your gastrointestinal system. Your mood swings. Now, here's a very big one. We look at mood swings like bipolar. We look at chemical deficiencies. We look at changes that goes on within the brain, and we're being diagnosed and being treated for antidepressants or these psychotic drugs because of a thyroid problem. Quite scary. So we look at mood swings from depression to anxiety. These are typical, in many cases, thyroid dysfunction. Anxiety and nervousness can be linked to hyperthyroidism, to a more active one. But these types of depressions and these changes that take place within us are linked to mood swings and linked to the thyroid. A lot of people out there say, well, I exercise. I exercise regularly, I still can't lose weight. That may be an underactive thyroid. And I want you to understand this, because you need to really diagnose these kind of things and understand your body, because the doctors are looking for lab works. And if your numbers fall within range, they don't categorize you as having anything wrong with your thyroid. So those were some very important things. Now, these are some other signs like fluid retention and swelling, hair loss, very common in females. Obviously, I shave mine off, but very, very common. Hair loss, you may notice hair thinning can be hypothyroidism. People who get actually tinnitus, ringing in the ears, sensitivity to cold and heat, very irritable, difficulty sleeping, brittle nails, itchiness, tingling in your hands, your lack of concentration, even your immune system when it becomes depressed. You may be getting more colds, more viruses, more flus, but anything from dizziness to even hoarseness, hoarse voice, that you just may feel like something's not right. Because remember, your larynx and your vocals and your thyroid are all in that same one area in that throat. So generally, I would recommend anyone always check with your physician all the time, because if you are gobbling up medication and this medication is used to help you with your hypothyroidism, you want to speak with your physician, because when you start taking coconut oil, it is an amazing thing. Now, I want you to understand that this particular condition is hypothyroidism, or Hashimoto's, is linked to autoimmune. And people don't look at it that way. There is a link to autoimmune. Now, I'm not saying you have an autoimmune disease, like a serious autoimmune disease, but generally in any type of condition, there is always inflammation. Inflammation is a response that the body is reacting to something. And so as a result of this inflammation, there becomes changes in the normal conversion. We look at when the attack causes the inflammation, what it does is suppresses. It suppresses the thyroid hormones. and it also decreases the responsiveness of the thyroid receptors. So you can pump in all the thyroid medication you want to the body, but if the receptors are not working correctly, then it won't help you. In addition, the inflammation decreases the conversion of T4, which is the inactive thyroid hormone, to T3, which is the active form of thyroid hormone. And most of the synthetic hormones, medicines today, the Synthroid and many of the other ones, are T4. And if you give the medication to someone who has inflammation, it won't work as well because it can't be converted to the active form. So, as we say, there are two primary roots to hypothyroidism: immunity and inflammation. And really, a lot of this needs to be addressed. But when it comes down to the thought of coconut oil, these are medium chain fatty acids, medium chain links, and these medium chain links do not get converted and stored as fat. They're used as energy. And by using this as energy, this is kind of like the fuel that fuels the thyroid to get the thyroid functioning and allowing the metabolism to function well again. Research demonstrates that the natural occurring saturated fats in coconut oil has amazing therapeutic effects, not just with the thyroid, but heart health, immune system, healthy skin, regulates blood sugar. Pre-diabetics, diabetics, type 2 diabetics, it promotes weight loss. Even though it's a fat, it promotes weight loss because it increases metabolism. It promotes healthy skin. So remember that these medium chain fatty acids of coconut oil, it stands apart from all other oils because it actually helps the body self-regulate. It actually helps the body work better by increasing metabolism. And we know about the antimicrobial effects, antibacterial, antiviral. It has lauric acid found in the mother's breast milk. And obviously, this actually does wonders. We have lauric acid, which is converted to monolaurin, which is the potent antiviral, or the antibacterial, antiprotozoal substances in this, which actually help keep the body strong and healthy. But it's a metabolizing booster. There's so much research, and the point that I'm saying is that what do you have to lose taking something that's natural, must be organic, must be extra virgin, the purest of the purest, and start supplementing this in your diet? There's a lot of people out there that have not been diagnosed as hypothyroidism or anything to do with these symptoms, but again, you may have normal lab work, but you are still falling within this category. As far as I'm concerned, millions of people have this worldwide. Millions, to different degrees. Some are much worse than others, and there are many that need to be treated medically, don't get me wrong, and I'm not going to ever take that away from the medical end, but if you can fuel your system naturally with something that made from the earth that can do wonders for you by increasing the health and the wealth of your body to allow these to allow your metabolism, to allow the immune system, to allow your system to work more efficiently, I think that should be number one. Understand that we understand about good and bad cholesterol, and I also have to tell you, you need to watch your sugars. There's a lot of diseases, Candida albicans and yeast infections and problems that survive on sugar, even like cancers. You need to lower the sugar, eat more lower glycemic sugars. You need to watch the trans fatty acids, the oils that are converted into the saturated, into the solids. You still need to eat properly. You just cannot replace something without looking at your whole spectrum of your food diet. So start drizzling these these coconut oils. We don't say olive oil yet. These coconut oils into your foods. Remember, I believe it's 76 degrees, if I recall, when it turns to a liquid. So when your coconut oil is sitting below 76, it will be a solid. So that's how you know the difference. So as we say, we realize that a lot of hypothyroidism has to do with iodine, and there are different things that can cause it. There are actually allergies that have been tied into, wheat allergies that's been tied into thyroid diseases. There's chronic stress that's been said to be one of the main triggers of hypothyroidism as well. We have to practice good stress reduction techniques. There are certain chemicals and maybe certain deodorants or lotions or things that you're using in your body that can be affecting the thyroid. Remember, you need a lot of good healthy bacteria into the gut because that is your immune system. So probiotics, don't ever leave that out. Kefir, yogurt, or probiotics are extremely, extremely healthy. Don't forget omega-3s. Omega-3s can do wonders, a great anti-inflammatory thing. Remember, we're talking about inflammation and immune disorders. So keeping the immune system strong, eating well, and maintaining all aspects of your health, from exercise to sleep to reducing stress, possibly meditation, good nutrition, lots of fluids, lots of greens, spirulina, all these really healthy things, chlorophyll are extremely healthy for you. And again, exercise, walking, building up the immune system will help the thyroid to work more efficiently. I really hope that this has given you a kind of a more hope and a little bit a better understanding that this is a big factor of our body. And again, I really believe that millions of people can get off of reduced medications by changing diet and doing things natural, because of the fact that once you have lab work and you go to the medical doctor, right off the bat, they're programmed to write something according to what they see. But obviously, what about people who have normal labs and are still experiencing the same symptoms? So it gets you to think, but let's go back to basics. Let your body do the healing. Remember, let food be your medicine, as we say. I think that's very important as well. I ask you to subscribe. Check out my channel, Motivational Doc. You can actually check out Motivational Doc on Facebook. You can leave me some messages there. Leave your messages below. There are millions of people that are going to read this, or let's say thousands that will read your messages, and hopefully we can continue to learn from each other. This is what it's all about. There is no magic answer to medicine. There's no magic answer to disease, but there is a magic answer to health. That's allowing the innate wisdom within ourselves to work at its optimal potential. And this is what we need to do first, trying to take the natural things, the holistic things, and try to give the body a chance to repair, because our body is a self-healing organism. And hopefully we all understand that. I wish you and your families a lot of good health, and we'll continue to explore more great topics for you to try to help this community build better health together. God bless everyone, and we'll talk to you real soon now. Bye-bye.